Well, it's actually very lovely also working with you, Camille. My name is Nure and I'm from Centrical. We are based in Melbourne. I am a provider, also support coordinator. How can I say? You've actually customized it for me, I should say, which is fantastic. Now I've got everything that I want in one place. So I've got the coordination and I've got the support provision all in one place. So yeah, I do thank you as well. You made my life a bit more
Thank you,
easier.
Nure. We appreciate you very much. Can I ask what made you curious to click our ad and start your free trial? What made you curious?
Because I was navigating through a couple of softwares, I was using a software for coordination and then a different software for my provision and everything. When you advertised all in one, that caught my eye. And also that everything was more AI based, which was going to make my life easier because I keep using ChatGPT like everybody else, just double handling things. And maybe I might actually have a bit of time with my family as well.
Absolutely. That's the goal, Nure. So I was going to ask that as the next question, before trialing Spacia Shift and working with us. My question was going to be, had you tried any other software systems for your rostering, admin, coordination, compliance, timesheet, payroll? What were you using? How did you feel using that software in comparison to what you now have with Spacia Shift?
No, I think it's kind of like when you put in a plan, it's automatically got the figures. Whereas the other softwares, you just have to keep updating. And that's time consuming, that's effort consuming, that's a loss of time, effort and money. And sometimes it's just not accurate. Accuracy is the most important thing for me and for my company. And also being audit ready is the most important thing. So yeah, this is like the main reason I actually chose to come on board with your company.
How did you feel when we said, look, this is ready, we've built an AI behind a lot of the documents, it reads it. How did you feel about that, the AI behind? Because we make a bold claim on every ad that we put on our website, on our socials. Would you mind telling our viewers about the bold claims that we've made? Are they real? Are we really an all-in-one? What can you tell them about the AI behind what our software when you add the documents?
Yeah. Well, the great thing about it is like when you add the documents, like for example, just adding the documents, everything has to be compliant. And once the compliance is up and running, that's when you can start putting the shift in, which is how the audit would actually look into it, because there's a lot of companies out there that aren't compliance ready, but actually do booking shifts, which is conflict of interest and is actually not compliance by NDIS if you are an NDIS company like me. Whereas this program, you have to actually make sure that, the staff is compliant prior to giving a shift. And so it's also got other features as well, where it shows the budget. You just log in, see all the details, and voila, there it is.
Yes. Explain to them how we've managed to build that. When you upload the plan, and
so you upload. What you do is you upload the documents, you put in the plan, and you obviously type in NDIS plan. So what it does, it actually on the background, it kind of reads it and takes the important information out. So you've got, your capacity building, you've got this much funding, whereas the entire budget is this much, the capacity building is this much, support coordination is this much. You've got it all in the system already. So that is, a very powerful software. That's something.
Thank you, Nure. Yes.
Is everybody's burden, I should say.
For those that are watching, what we managed to build is an AI behind the documents. When you upload the documents, Nure is talking about when you upload a document, the AI will read it and take the important information and it'll be on your dashboard.
That's right. Yes. and you can see it, and it's there. If you invoiced, it tells you how much you've invoiced, how much has been taken away, and how much is still remaining.
Thanks, Nure. So do you think we'll live up to the bold claims that we have made online, that we are an all-in-one AI software company? And may I add, specific to NDIS, what are your thoughts about that?
I know there's so many softwares out there, and so many people actually, like I did, navigate through softwares to see which one actually, works best, which one is more better for them and everything. But if you've got a software that has all in one, as I said, it takes off that burden off your shoulders, and you've got everything, you see everything. It's just so compatible, NDIS friendly. And I believe, software a lot of people should go for, especially NDIS providers. If you're a coordinator, if you're, an NDIS provider.
Yes, because your company has both, right? And to avoid the conflict of interest, did you want to explain to the viewers the difference between, so that any other provider watching that has both provision and coordination, would you mind explaining to them what we helped build for you and other providers that have the same issue, right? That have two businesses kind of in one?
It's two businesses under one umbrella. However, it does still cause a conflict of interest because they're both under one company. Now, what we did do is it's under the one software, but we've divided the company. So you've got the support coordination and also separately to the provision side. However, we have got the same clients that actually we work with, but some clients we don't work with because they don't have the support coordination funds. So we just have to put them into the system once. It goes to both companies, and we eliminate the ones that we don't actually need in the coordination section. Both billings are separate, both invoicing, everything is all separate, even though it's still under the one company. It's just like it's under the one roof. Two companies are under one company, and we're still actually working. We're just making that there is no conflict in between the two companies. The messaging is separate. The services is separate. Everything is all separate.
That's very good. I'm glad you like the feature that we helped to build for you, Nure. On that note, how has your experience been with our support, our team, and myself overall?
Okay. Camille was always there, assisting, helping, messaging. She's just wonderful. And she was always on our back. Nure, have we got this right, or do we need to change it? I test it, look at it, and I say, oh, well, this feature kind of looks a bit, it needs work. Or if we can add this feature to it, it would be even better. I was actually trying to make it easier for myself as a company and explaining it to Camille, and she was full on, hands on. It didn't matter if it, was cold, hot, or before hours, after hours. She was there constantly, trying to make it work. And she did actually make it work. So she built it to the extent where really everything is so much easier to handle, so much more efficient. It's become my software. It's Camille's work, experience, everything, but it's my software because we've built it to the way that, I can handle it efficiently, quickly.
My next question is, did you feel supported during the whole setup process, and how quickly were the things handled when you needed help in comparison to the other softwares that you're currently using? May I ask?
An example, like 2 days ago, it was in the morning when I actually, was with Camille online. This needs updating, that needs updating and all that. And I had quite a bit of updating actually that needed to be done. So the next day, Camille said, okay, it's all done. I thought, oh, wow, how quick. Okay, let's give it another test drive. Let's have a look at it, see how, it's working. And then I actually also, bombarded so much more information that I actually requested. And the next day, it was all done again. It was like magic. I was, oh my goodness, do you have AI in the background working for you?
I wish we could say that. And yes, everything that we use in our company, we try to reflect and provide the same, I suppose, efficiency for our NDIS providers that have come to join us.
As a provider, as a support coordinator, a specialist, whoever's actually working with NDIS, I totally recommend it to them.
That's wonderful. What would you say to another provider that's on the fence about trying specific?
I would definitely recommend it to them because I've had the experience in trialing, the software myself. And I am a 50-year-old woman. I'm a dinosaur. If I can navigate through this really efficiently, I'm sure everybody else can do this. It's got everything all in there.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me, Camille, and thank you for being here for us.